Okay, we're back to the Secret of the Golden Flower, and we're on chapter 9. And I have two translations because this is a short chapter. And both translations, the translations I'm using are Thomas Cleary from 1991. And then this other translation is by Walter Sell. At least that's what the website says, is that it's copyright 2014 to 2021 Walter Sell. I believe Walter Sell is still alive, whereas Thomas Cleary is no longer in this world. But we're going to look at both of these have, let's see, the Thomas Cleary translation has 5 paragraphs. The Walter Sell translation has 3 paragraphs. They're basically the same, but there's definitely some differences in the translation. So I'm going to read the Thomas Cleary first. Here it is, paragraph 1. One of the Mind Seal scriptures says, quote, "The returning wind mixes together. The 100 days' work is effective," unquote. On the whole, to set up the foundation requires 100 days before you have real light. As you are still working with the light of the eyes, not the fire of spirit, not the fire of essence, not the torch of wisdom. The other translation says, the scripture of the Mind Seal says, "Restore the ancient habits and chaos will be brought into harmony. 100 days and the work will be achieved." In general, setting up the foundation requires 100 days before you have real light. You students are still working with the light of the eyes, not the fire of spirit, not the fire of essence, or the torch of wisdom. Okay, so that's it's basically the same. Not too much different. I mean, we could look at the subtleties, but all right, going on. Thomas Cleary, paragraph 2. Turn it around for 100 days and the vital energy will naturally be sufficient for true yang to rise spontaneously so that there is true fire naturally existing in water. If you carry on the practice this way, you will naturally achieve intercourse and formation of the embryo. You are then in the heaven of unknowing, and the child thus develops. If you entertain any conceptual view at all, this is immediately a misleading path. All right, so far, I think just basic things that are being said here is that you do this practice for 100 days, and it's setting up the foundation. And it's saying that we're still working with the light of the eyes. We have not, we're not in touch with the fire of spirit, the fire of essence, nor the torch of wisdom quite yet. But if we turn it around, if we turn the light around for 100 days, and this is from previous chapters, if we turn the light around for 100 days, the vital energy, which I understand to be the chi, will rise, and the true yang will rise, right? The true yang will come, so that there is a fire. The fire will be, you won't be working with the light of the eyes, but you're working with the fire of spirit, the fire of essence, the torch of wisdom. And that will lead to intercourse and formation of the embryo. Now, what that means seems to be that there is some kind of birth that happens through this process, or you create something new, right? You give birth to something through this process. Maybe it's like the union of the yang and the yin, although it doesn't say that, so I'm not assuming that that's what it means. But I think the last statement here is maybe the most important, which is, if you entertain any conceptual view at all, this is immediately a misleading path. So this is a very important idea, that you want to let go of all concepts, right? No concepts. You don't want to have any conceptual view. that would be an obstacle on this path. Let's see what the other translation says. That was the Cleary's. So, when you have turned the light around for 100 days, vital energy will naturally be sufficient for true yang to rise spontaneously. That's the same. So true fire naturally exists in water. That's the same. If you carry on the practice this way, you will naturally achieve intercourse and formation of the embryo. That's the same. You are then in the heaven of unknowing, same, and the child thus develops. That's the same. If you entertain any conceptual view at all, you will immediately enter a misleading path. That's all the exact same as the Cleary's. I think it's almost exactly the same. All right, so here's the Cleary's next paragraph. 100 days setting up the foundation is not 100 days. 1 day setting up the foundation is not 1 day. 1 breath setting up the foundation does not refer to respiration. Respiration means the process of breathing. Breath is one's own mind. One's own mind is the breath's original spirit, original energy, and original vitality. Rising and descending, parting and joining all arise from mind. Being and non-being, emptiness and fullness are all in the thoughts. 1 breath is held for a lifetime, not only 100 days. So 100 days is also a single breath. This is a very important, I think, very interesting one, given that I'm a yoga teacher, so I know yoga a little better than Taoism and Buddhism. Hindu yoga, I know Hindu yoga. So in yoga, we have this idea of prana and pranayama. A lot of people translate prana as breath, right? But it's not breath, it's the life force that is found in the breath, but it is not the breath. And so this is getting at the idea that the real prana emanates from the mind, right? The respiration is a byproduct in a way. But everything starts and ends in the mind. And that's where it's going with, I think, you know, the last paragraph ended with, if you hold any conceptual view, let's see, if you hold any conceptual view, this is immediately a misleading path. So this is the same idea, is that, you know, everything starts and ends in the mind. Breath is one's mind. One's own mind is the breath's original spirit, original energy, and original vitality. Rising and descending, parting and joining, all arise from the mind. Being and non-being, emptiness and fullness are all in the thoughts. 1 breath is held for a lifetime, not only 100 days. What that means is unclear, but I think if you understand the breath in terms of the mind, then yeah, you have the mind your whole life, right? For a lifetime. And you want to hold the breath. You want to hold that space of clarity. You want to hold that space of being free of concepts. All right, let's see what the other translation says. It says, 100 days of setting up the foundation does not literally mean 100 days. 1 day of setting up the foundation does not mean 1 day. 1 breath of setting up the foundation does not refer to respiration. The Chinese character for true breath, this is a little different now. The Chinese character for true breath is made up of the characters for self and heart. The self and the heart sustaining it is the true breath. Self with a capital S, which also refers to the original spirit, original energy, and original vitality. Rising and descending, parting and joining, all arise from the heart. Being and non-being, emptiness and fullness are all related to thoughts. The one true breath requires a lifetime to maintain, not only 100 days. So 100 days is also one true breath. The one true breath. That makes it clearer, actually, when it talks about the one true breath. Not just 1 breath. That's where Cleary's translation might not be as good, because the one true breath requires a lifetime to maintain. This is what I take from this is a lifetime practice. Don't think of 100 days. It's not just 100 days. This is like your whole life. you do this over the course of your life. So what I take that to mean is 100 days, that's just, that's a number that is figurative, right? Maybe metaphorical or maybe symbolic, a symbolic number. But this is a practice for your whole life. This is a lifetime practice. You're getting to one true breath, right? Where you get clear of concepts. You're getting to the original spirit, the original energy, the original vitality. All right, we'll go on. Cleary's translation. The 100 days is just a matter of empowerment. Gain power in the daytime and you use it at night. Gain power at night and you use it in the daytime. Let's see what the other translation says. A 100 days is just a way to show how important the engagement of the true breath is. Engaging the true breath during the daytime, you benefit from it at night. Engaging the true breath at night, you benefit from it during the day. Let's read the next paragraph, the last paragraph in Cleary. The 100 days setting up the foundation is a precious teaching. The sayings of the advanced realized ones all relate to the human body. The sayings of true teachers all relate to students. This is the mystery of mysteries, which is inscrutable, meaning it's not understandable. It's secret, mysterious. When you seek essence, you then know why students must seek the direction of a true teacher. Everything that emerges naturally from essence is tested. Let's see what the other translation says. The other translation says, 100 days of setting up the foundation is a teaching from the gods. Wow, that's different. The sayings of the immortals all correspond to the human body, and the sayings of real teachers correspond to students. This is the mystery of mysteries, which is inexplicable. It doesn't use the word inscrutable, it uses the word inexplicable. You will know it when you see your essence. Therefore, students must seek the teaching of a true teacher. Everything that emerges naturally from the teacher's essence proves effective. That's different. That's definitely different than the other one. Let's go back. I lost it here. Chapter 9. We're on chapter 9. Yeah, I think Cleary's translation is not as clear. It's just not as good. This other one is definitely seems to be better. It makes more sense. 100 days of setting up the foundation is a teaching from the gods, whereas Cleary says 100 days of setting up the foundation is a precious teaching. It doesn't say a teaching from the gods. The sayings of the immortals, and Cleary doesn't have the immortals, it says the sayings of true teachers. No, the sayings of the advanced realized ones. It doesn't say immortals, but the advanced realized ones. All correspond to the human body, and the sayings of real teachers correspond to students. The sayings of true teachers all relate to students. When you seek essence, you then know why students must seek the direction of a true teacher. The other one says, you will see it when you know your essence. I think that makes a lot of sense, right? You will understand this when you realize your essence. You can't understand it when you haven't realized it. How can you understand it, right? How can you understand what this is saying? A true teacher, you have to seek out a true teacher, right? Because a true teacher can help you to discover it. Everything that emerges naturally from the teacher's essence proves effective. The other one says, everything that emerges naturally from essence is tested. that really does not make a lot of sense. I mean, you could try to understand that, you know, by proposing different things. That's Cleary's translation. But the other one is clearer in the sense of, it makes a little more sense, at least on the surface. Everything that emerges naturally from the teacher's essence proves effective. This idea of having a true teacher, you know, goes way back. It's in all these traditions. It's in the Hindu tradition. You know, you read a text like the Katha Upanishad, and it talks about how you have to have a guru, because the path is like a razor's edge, and it's very, very difficult. It's fraught with challenges. It's not an easy path, generally speaking. So it's helpful to have a teacher, or helpful to have a guide, a realized teacher, a realized master, someone who has realized their essence, realized their true self. So anyway, that's this chapter. I hope we got something from that. You know, again, I'm not a scholar of this. I'm definitely just dabbling in it, probably as you are. There's definitely things we can get out of this still. And maybe just reading it and talking about it a little bit can be helpful. And I definitely welcome your thoughts and your comments. I would always love to hear it, and I will do my best to respond. I don't always get to everyone's comments, but I try. Sometimes comments are hidden too, so I don't get to them because I don't see them anymore. But I see them at first, and then I don't see them. So don't hesitate, though. I usually try to get back to the same day if I can. So yeah, we'll go on. Next chapter is the light of essence and the light of consciousness. We'll get to that next. We'll keep going with this, the secret of the golden flower. And if there are any other scriptures you want to go over, we can do that. And I've started to put this all, I think it was Caillou who asked if I could put it in a playlist. So I put all of these secret of the golden flowers into one playlist now, so you can see them there if you're looking for other ones that I've done. And we have a few more chapters to go. We have 9, 10, no, we just did 9. We have 10, 11, 12, 13. And then Cleary has questions and answers. And he's also got some notes at the end of his translation that we might want to look at. So, all right. Thanks for listening. See you soon.